Hey, this is Alan Curtis Meisner, also otherwise known as the Dragonmancer. And yes, once again, this is the lair of the Dragonmancer. Right behind me is, of course, my lovely assistants, the tortoise, the mouse, and the eagle. Let's see. Don't know if I have any specific topics to touch upon, except maybe that last couple days I've been having a little bit of difficulty getting the internet to work because for some reason the internet access goes off and on depending on whether or not, I guess you could say I guess it depends on the strength of my determination. Well, now that I think about it, there is at least one story I'd like to tell. It's the story, interestingly enough, of Thor. You know, Thunder God. Like I even have to tell you that. Because most of you are already familiar with Thor. But basically, the story that I'm telling is kind of an interesting one. It's about when one day Thor woke up in the morning and found that his hammer Mjolnir was missing. And so he's looking all over his room, and he's looking all over the castle. And so asking around, hey, have you seen my hammer? And everyone's like, no, except for Loki. Loki is the one who just happens to know exactly what happened. He said that it was the giant, the ogre, the ice giant Thrym, who took the hammer. So Loki says, okay, I'm gonna do a little favor for you since you're my big brother and all. And I'm just gonna go down into Thrym and find out why he took the hammer and what does he want. And so Thor is waiting and finds out. Loki comes back and explains that Thrym wants Freya for a bride. Now Freya's not willing to go with that, so Loki sends the message. Actually, doesn't send a message. Instead, what they do is that basically Thor kind of reluctantly has to dress up as a bride. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Big muscly man dressing up like a bride. But anyways, so he dresses up in a bridal veil, keeps his face covered, and as they continue their long journey that took about 8 days, his Thrym starts to notice something interesting about his bride that arouses his suspicions. And basically he's noticing that his bride seems to be drinking a lot more than what women normally drink. And Thrym is like, okay, hold on there. What's going on? Loki explains, oh, well, you see, she was so excited that she didn't, she's thirsty and she's drinking to, satisfy her thirst, and so Thrym is like, okay, fine, whatever, that's cool. And then he's looking through the veil, and he's noticing the eyes seem to have this red glow about them. Ooh. So he has this red glow. He's asking, okay, why did she seem to have these red glowing eyes? And Loki explains, oh, well, you see, she was so excited about coming over here that she didn't get any sleep all these days. And Thrym is like, oh, okay, cool. So now Thrym is finally convinced that everything is valid, and so he gives the hammer, puts it in Thor's hand, and no sooner does he do so than Thor just takes the veil off and gives Thrym a good whack. He's like, and that's the story of Thor. I have another story, but that will have to wait until another time. Until then, hey, thanks for watching. Take care.